Okay, folks, one of the things I'm going to talk about tomorrow is the Fife Property Market Report for March 2024. We're going to go into a big bit of detail about national house prices, the key reasons why the UK property market is doing so well, Fife property market in comparison, and the future of the Fife property market overall. So tune into that at 2 o'clock tomorrow with Richard and I. We'll be going into that in more detail. But this is an interesting statistic. This is March 2008, so everybody knows crash, March 2008, which the credit crunch came along, versus March 2024. So basically, this March as we stand now versus March 2008, which is 16 years ago. So the current property landscape in Fife actually presents a striking contrast to the story back in March 2008. Back in the spring of 2008, the Fife property market was flooded with homes for sale, causing house prices to drop throughout 2008. I mean, some of them actually went down 20% in total. Some of them even couldn't sell along at all. I remember all that time. I had a property that sat in the market for years and years and years because the owner had bought it at too high a value in the first place as a new build, and therefore when the crash came along, they couldn't really recoup their losses, and it took them 5 years to recover that and actually get the property sold. But they held out and they sold it. So it just shows you if you stick in there, it will happen at some point in time in the future. But the Fife property market at that time was flooded in 2008 with properties for sale. Did you know that today there are 48% fewer Fife homes available for sale on the market today than in March 2008, 16 years ago? This means really that well, what does it mean? It means really that there's an equilibrium in the Fife property market, which will foster more stable environment for property prices. I mean, the tightening of supply means that demand is more closely matched with availability, reducing the likelihood of drastic price fluctuations. For Fife homeowners and prospective buyers, this could signal a period of relative stability in the property market, making it an opportune time to consider long-term investment decisions. This trend really underscores the dynamic nature of the property market, where supply levels play a crucial role in shaping price stability and also in the market health overall. Remember, health is not about property prices. The property prices influence banks and their exposure to their loan to value. In other words, how much money they've got sunk into the property market in comparison to how much equity you've got sunken as well. So if it begins to drop at a comparable value by the 20% to 2008 level, by the 20%, it literally wipes out any margin that they have of error in case anything goes wrong, and leaves them completely exposed. And that's why it causes a problem with the availability of finance. However, that is unlikely to happen and is not on the horizon anytime soon, as everything is under control. Unemployment levels are at a historic low. Now, employment data will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Inflation data will be coming in the next couple of weeks as well. But it's tipped widely tipped to inflation to come down the next couple of months by the OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility, to around about the 2% level, which is within the tolerance of the Bank of England was wanting, which could then trigger off a base rate reduction, which could then stimulate overall into mortgage rates coming down, especially variable rates. Anybody that's on trackers and anything like that, it relies on the base rate. When that begins to reduce, therefore your mortgage automatically reduces as well, making affordability levels a lot more in comparison to how it is now. We can only wait for that key data to come out to know where we are, but I've got a sneaking suspicion if the Chancellor stands up at the budget and says the OBR says that inflation is going to be under control in the next couple of months to 2%, then it's probably dead certain that's going to happen. I think the thing we have to watch out for, though, is we don't overshoot the 2% mark and go down to a possible position where we've got 0% inflation, which is stagnation, which could be just as bad for the property market in general. Stagnation is not something you'd want to have, because that literally means nothing is growing and nothing's expanding as a result. Therefore, we could see a contraction in GDP overall. Gross domestic product. That's the number of all the goods and services in the country added together. Just for anybody that doesn't know that. So this is where we are right now in terms of the property market. So tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Richard and I, as I said, we'll be doing a live show on this on the Fife Property Market Report for March 2024. And until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV.